There is a feeling many people carry quietly, a dull pull in the chest, a restlessness that doesn't leave, even when life looks fine from the outside. You can be productive. You can be responsible. You can smile, function, succeed, and still feel unfinished. This ache doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't panic. It doesn't beg. It waits. Most people are taught to see this feeling as a flaw, a lack of gratitude, a failure to be content. But the ache is not dissatisfaction with life. It's recognition. Recognition that something inside you remembers more than your current circumstances can offer. The Stoics believed that discomfort often appears before growth, not as punishment, but as signal, a tension between who you are now and who you are capable of becoming. Spiritually, this ache has always existed, long before language, long before systems. It is the soul's awareness that it did not come here only to survive. This is why distraction never fully works, why noise only numbs temporarily, why comfort can feel strangely empty. The ache is not asking for escape. It's asking for alignment. And when ignored, it grows quieter, not weaker. Most people never listen long enough to understand what it's pointing toward. They suppress it, outrun it, drown it, but a few pause. And that pause is where awakening begins. The ache does not come from lack. It comes from tension. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed the human mind suffers most when it senses potential that remains unused. Not failure, misalignment. You feel the ache because part of you is awake while the rest of your life is asleep. Because something inside you knows it could be steadier, clearer, more intentional. This is not ambition in the shallow sense. It's not comparison. It's not envy. It is awareness without expression. The ache appears when your values and your actions drift apart, when your inner standard rises faster than your outer habits. And so the tension grows. You may not know what you're meant to do yet, but you know what no longer fits. The Stoics warned against confusing comfort with peace. Comfort numbs. Peace aligns. The ache is the absence of peace, not the absence of pleasure. This is why success does not silence it, why praise doesn't satisfy it, why approval feels hollow. You can be applauded and still feel pulled inward. The ache is not asking you to escape your life. It is asking you to inhabit it fully, to live deliberately, to act in accordance with what you already know. Most people ignore this stage. They wait for certainty before movement. But Stoic wisdom teaches the opposite. Clarity follows discipline, not comfort. The ache is the beginning of discipline, not the end of joy. At some point, the ache stops feeling vague. It begins to feel personal, not emotional, not dramatic, intentional. This is where many people grow uncomfortable. Because now the ache no longer feels like restlessness. It feels like responsibility. Spiritually, longing has never been treated as a flaw. It has been treated as evidence. Evidence that the soul remembers, something the mind cannot yet name. In Scripture, longing always appears before transformation, before calling, before movement. God rarely interrupts life with clarity. He begins with tension, a pull towards stillness, a resistance to noise, a discomfort with what once satisfied you. This is not God making you unhappy. It is God making you attentive. The ache sharpens perception. It quiets what no longer matters. It trains you to listen, not for answers, but for direction. Most people want certainty before obedience, but spiritually, obedience is what creates certainty. The ache does not demand that you understand everything. It only asks that you stop ignoring what you already feel. This is why silence becomes important, why solitude begins to feel necessary instead of lonely. The ache is not asking you to abandon the world. It is asking you to stop numbing yourself to it. This is the moment when longing becomes sacred, when restlessness turns into reverence. You are not being pulled away from life. You are being drawn deeper into it. Eventually, something shifts, not around you, within you. The ache no longer feels like tension. It feels like direction. You stop asking when it will go away. You stop trying to explain it. You stop apologizing for feeling it, because you realize the ache was never meant to be cured. It was meant to be followed. This is the moment resistance ends. Not because life suddenly makes sense, but because you no longer need it to. Stoic wisdom teaches that peace does not come from controlling outcomes. It comes from aligning action with reason. Spiritually, peace comes the same way. Through trust before understanding, you begin to move differently. Not dramatically, not impulsively, but deliberately. You say no more easily. You choose silence more often. You protect your attention, not out of fear, but reverence. The ache refines you. It strips away the unnecessary. It simplifies your life. What once felt heavy becomes precise. This is where discipline stops feeling restrictive and starts feeling like freedom. You are no longer chasing meaning. You are responding to it. The ache does not promise comfort. It promises truth. And truth, when lived, becomes peace. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are being called, and for the first time, you are listening. Desire is often misunderstood. Most people think desire is about wanting more comfort, more success, more approval. But Stoic wisdom teaches something quieter and far more uncomfortable. Desire hurts not because you want too much, but because you want what you cannot yet carry. The ache intensifies when desire is ahead of discipline, when vision outpaces character, when awareness rises faster than restraint. This is where suffering begins. Not because desire is wrong, but because it is unfinished. The Stoics warn that untrained desire makes the mind restless. It pulls you forward without grounding you where you stand. You feel the ache most when you know better, but live otherwise. When your values rise, but your habits lag behind. When your standards sharpen, but your actions stay familiar. This internal contradiction creates pressure. And pressure, when misunderstood, becomes pain. Most people try to silence desire by indulging it. They chase distractions. They reach for stimulation. They confuse relief with resolution. But indulgence only delays the ache. It does not dissolve it. The Stoics believe desire must be educated, not suppressed. Disciplined desire becomes purpose. Undisciplined desire becomes suffering. This is why the ache grows stronger as you grow more aware. Because awareness without structure feels unbearable. The ache is not asking you to want less. It is asking you to become more capable, more grounded, more restrained, more aligned. Desire stops hurting when it becomes directed. when it is no longer scattered across distractions, but focused into intention. This is the beginning of mastery. Not control over the world, but control over yourself. Letting go is often misunderstood as indifference, as coldness, as withdrawal. But Stoic detachment was never about caring less. It was about suffering less. The pain of desire does not come from wanting. It comes from clinging. Clinging to outcomes. Clinging to identities. Clinging to versions of life that no longer match who you are becoming. This is why letting go hurts. You are not releasing nothing, you are releasing something that once protected you. Old habits gave comfort. Old roles gave belonging. Old attachments gave certainty, even when they limited you. The Stoics understood that the mind resists change not because change is dangerous, but because familiarity feels like safety. So, when desire begins to evolve, the mind panics. It interprets growth as loss. You feel grief not because something was good, but because it was known. This is why growth often comes with mourning. You grieve versions of yourself you can no longer return to. And that grief is real. Stoicism does not deny emotion. It teaches you to sit with it without surrendering to it. To feel loss without becoming it. To acknowledge attachment without being ruled by it. Letting go does not mean abandoning love. It means releasing control. You stop demanding that life stay the same. You stop insisting that people, outcomes, or circumstances conform to your expectations. And in that release, desire begins to soften. Not disappear, but mature. The ache changes tone here. It becomes quieter, less frantic, more deliberate. This is where desire stops consuming you and starts clarifying you. Not everything you want is meant to be carried forward. Some things were only meant to get you this far. Letting go is not failure. It is refinement. Much of human suffering comes from a simple misunderstanding. We believe peace will arrive when life finally behaves the way we want it to. The Stoics saw this clearly and rejected it completely. They taught that peace does not come from controlling outcomes. It comes from releasing the demand to control what was never yours. Desire becomes painful when it attaches itself to things outside your authority. Other people's choices, uncertain futures, unpredictable outcomes. You feel the ache most intensely when you confuse influence with control. This is why striving can feel exhausting, why effort turns into tension, why discipline collapses into frustration. Because you are fighting reality instead of aligning with it. Acceptance is not resignation. It is clarity. It is the moment you stop arguing with what is and begin responding wisely to it. The Stoics divided life into two realms: what is within your control and what is not. Your thoughts, your actions, your attention, your character. Everything else is borrowed. The ache begins to loosen when you return desire to its rightful place. When you focus it inward rather than outward. You stop demanding results. You commit to process. You stop chasing certainty. You practice presence. This does not make life smaller. It makes it honest. Acceptance quiets the inner war. Not because you stopped caring, but because you stopped resisting. And when resistance ends, energy returns. The ache does not disappear here. It transforms. It becomes steadiness, resolve, peace without passivity. You are no longer fighting yourself. You are becoming governed from within.